Find there my verse, in witness of my love. O Rosalind, these trees shall be my books, and in their barks my thoughts I'll character, that every eye which in this forest looks shall see thy virtue witnessed everywhere. Run, run, Orlando, carve on every tree the fair, the chaste, and unexpressive she.
Wast ever in court, shepherd?
No, truly, Master Touchstone.
Oh, then thou art damned.
Nay, I hope.
Truly thou art damned, like an ill-roasted egg, all on one side.
For not being at court, your reason.
Why, if thou never wast at court, thou never saw'st good manners. If thou never saw'st good manners, then thy manners must be wicked, and wickedness is sin, and sin is damnation. Oh, thou art in a parlous state, shepherd.
Sir, I am a true labourer. I earn that I eat, get that I wear, owe no man hate, envy no man's happiness, glad of other men's good, content with my harm. The greatest of my pride is to see my ewes graze and my lambs suck.
Yes, that is another simple sin in you, to bring the ewes and the rams together and to offer to get your living by the copulation of cattle, to be bored to a bellwether and to betray a she-lamb of a 12-month to a crooked-pated old cuckoldly ram out of all reasonable match.
Here comes young Master Ganymede, my new mistress's brother.
From the east to western Ind, no jewel is like Rosalind. Her worth being mounted on the wind, through all the world bears Rosalind. All the pictures fairest lined are but black to Rosalind. Let no face be kept in mind, but the fair of Rosalind.
This is the very false gallop of verses. Why do you infect yourself with them?
Peace, you dull fool, I found them on a tree.
Oh, truly the tree yields bad fruit. Now, I'll rhyme you so 8 years together. Dinners and suppers and sleeping hours excepted.
Out fool.
For a taste. If a hart do lack a hind, let him seek out Rosalind. If the cat will after kind, so be sure will Rosalind. Winter garments must be lined, so must slender Rosalind. They that reap must sheaf and bind, then to cart with Rosalind. Sweetest nut hath sourest rind, such a nut is Rosalind. He that sweetest rose will find, must find love's prick and Rosalind.
Peace. Here comes my sister reading. Stand aside.
But upon the fairest boughs, or at every sentence end, will I Rosalinda write. Oh, now back, friends. Shepherd, go off a little. Go with him, sirrah.
Come, shepherd, let us make an honourable retreat, though not with bag and baggage, yet with scrip and scrippage.
Didst thou hear these verses?
Oh, yes, I heard them all.
What didst thou hear without wondering how thy name should be hanged and carved upon these trees?
I was 7 of the 9 days out of the wonder before you came, for look here what I found on a palm tree.
Trow you who hath done this?
Is it a man?
And a chain that you once wore about his neck. Change you colour?
I prithee who?
Is it possible?
Nay, I prithee now with most petitionary vehemence, tell me who it is.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, and most wonderful, wonderful, and yet again wonderful. And after that, out of all whooping...
God, my complexion, I prithee take the cork out of thy mouth that I may drink thy tidings.
So you may put a man in your belly. It is young Orlando.
Nay, but the devil take mocking. Speak, sad brow and true maid.
His face cast, 'tis he.
Orlando?
Orlando.
Alas the day! What shall I do with my doublet and hose? What did he when thou saw'st him? What said he? How looked he? Wherein went he? What makes he here? Did he ask for me? Where remains he? How parted he with thee? And when shalt thou see him again? Answer me in one word.
You must borrow me Gargantua's mouth first.
But doth he know that I am in this forest and in man's apparel? Looks he as freshly as he did the day he wrestled?
I found him under a tree like a dropped acorn.
Oh, it may well be called Jove's tree when it drops such fruit.
Give me audience, good madam.
Proceed.
There lay he, stretched along like a wounded knight.
Though it be pity to see such a sight, it well becomes the ground.
Cry holla to thy tongue, I prithee, it curvets unseasonably.
Do you not know I am a woman? When I think, I must speak. Sweet, say on.
You bring me out. Soft, comes he not here?
'Tis he. Slink by and note him.
I pray you, mar no more trees with writing love songs in their barks.
I pray you mar no more of my verses with reading them ill-favouredly.
Rosalind is your love's name?
Yes, just.
I do not like her name.
There was no thought of pleasing you when she was christened.
What stature is she of?
Just as high as my heart.
Oh, you're full of pretty answers. I'll tarry no longer with you. Farewell, good senior love.
I'm glad of your departure. Adieu, good Monsieur Melancholy.
I will speak to him like a saucy lackey, and under that habit play the knave with him. Do you hear, Forester?
Very well. What would you?
I pray you, what is the clock?
You should ask me what time of day. There's no clock in the forest.
Then there is no true lover in the forest. Else sighing every minute and groaning every hour would detect the lazy foot of time as well as a clock.
Where dwell you, pretty youth?
With this shepherdess, my sister, here in the skirts of the forest, like fringe upon a petticoat.
Are you a native of this place?
As the coney that you see dwell where she is kindled.
Your accent is something finer than you could purchase in so removed a dwelling.
I have been told so of many, but indeed an old religious uncle of mine taught me to speak, who was in his youth an inland man, one who knew courtship too well, for there he fell in love. I have heard him read many lectures against it, and I thank God I am not a woman to be touched with so many giddy offences as he has generally taxed their whole sex withal.
Can you remember any of the principal evils that he laid to the charge of women?
There were none principal, they were all like one another as halfpenny are. Every one fault seeming monstrous until his fellow fault came to match it.
I prithee recount some of them.
Oh, no, I will not cast away my physic but on those that are sick. There is a man haunts the forest that abuses our young plants with carving Rosalind on their barks, hangs odes upon hawthorns and elegies on brambles, all forsooth deifying the name of Rosalind. If I could meet that fancy monger, I would give him some good counsel.
I am he that is so love-shaped. I pray you, tell me your remedy.
There is none of my uncle's marks upon you. He taught me how to know a man in love, in which cage of rushes I'm sure you are not a prisoner.
What were his marks?
A lean cheek, which you have not. A blue eye unsunken, which you have not. An unquestionable spirit, which you have not. A beard neglected, which you have not. Then your hose should be ungartered, your bonnet unbanded, your sleeve unbuttoned, your shoe untied, and everything about you demonstrating a careless desolation.
Fair youth, I would I could make thee believe I love.
Me believe it? You may as soon make her that you love believe it, which I warrant she is apter to do than to confess she does. But in good sooth, are you he that hangs the verses on the trees wherein Rosalind is so admired?
I swear to the youth by the white hand of Rosalind, I am that he, that unfortunate he.
But are you so much in love as your rhymes speak?
Neither rhyme nor reason can express so much.
Love is merely a madness, and I tell you deserves as well a dark house and a whip as madmen do. Yet I profess curing it by counsel.
Did you ever cure any so?
Yes, one, and in this manner. He was to imagine me his love, his mistress, and I set him every day to woo me, at which time would I, being but a moonish youth, grieve, be effeminate, changeable, longing and liking, proud, fantastical, apish, shallow, inconstant, full of tears, full of smiles, would now like him, now loathe him, then entertain him, then forswear him, now weep for him, then spit at him, that I drave my suitor from his mad humour of love to a living humour of madness, which was to forswear the full stream of the world and to live in a nook, merely monastic. And thus I cured him. And this way will I take upon me to wash your liver as clean as a sound sheep's heart, that there shall not be one spot of love in it.
I would not be cured, youth.
I would cure you, if you would but call me Rosalind, and come every day to my coat and woo me.
Now, by the faith of my love, I will. Tell me where it is.
Well, go with me to it, and I'll show it you. And by the way, you shall tell me where in the forest you live. Will you go?
With all my heart, good youth.
Oh, nay, you must call me Rosalind. Come, sister, will you go?
Come apace, good Audrey. I will fetch up thy goats, Audrey. And how, Audrey? Am I the man yet? Doth my simple feature content you?
Your features? Lord Warranters, what features?
I am here with thee and thy goats, as the most capricious poet honest Ovid was among the Goths. Oh, truly I would the gods had made thee poetical.
Well, I'm not fair, and therefore I pray the gods make me honest.
Truly, and to cast away honesty upon a foul slut were to put good meat into an unclean dish.
I'm not a slut. Now I thank the gods I am found.
Well, praise be the gods for thy foulness. Sluttishness may come hereafter. But, be it as it may, I will marry thee. As the ox hath his bow, the horse his curb, and the falcon her bells, so man hath his desires. And as pigeons bill, so wedlock would be nibbling. Come, sweet Audrey, we must be married, or we must live in Baldry.
Never talk to me, I will weep.
Do